Welcome to my clubhouse. My name is Sally Colón, and I am so happy to be with you guys today. And I have the most amazing guest. I'm so excited that she's sitting on my couch. She is an entrepreneur, a restaurantpreneur, a philanthropist, and just an all-around beautiful human being. Please help me welcome my good friend, Eden Alpert. First of all, I'm glad that you're here because your heart is so beautiful. It is. You have such a pure heart. Like, you could be that girl because of who your dad is, you know, and all the successes that you've had in your life. You could be that girl that walks in a room and be like, I'm here. Where's my, you know, my valet? Where's my, but you're not that way. You're so just kind and good-hearted. Like, where do you get that from?
I think it comes over years. Probably my dad. He's probably one of the kindest people and has taught me so much about giving back to others and never treating anyone differently than we would want to be treated. Everyone's the same. I kind of feel that way about everybody until you hurt my feelings.
Then what happens?
Then I don't know. No, I'm pretty tough. I'm like,
you are.
And I'm very protective of others. But with love.
With love.
That's not okay.
But are you that girl, if someone messes with you, they're done? It's over?
No, I kind of give you too many chances.
You do? I
do. And then it's over.
And then it's over. I'm done, how many chances? Done. 1, 2, 3?
Sometimes too many. But I think that's a product of being raised in an addictive family, you know, with a mom who is an addict and just being an enabler.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You know, I'm much better because my husband is really good at, like, why do you let these people in your life?
Good for you.
Yeah.
That you have a husband that's opposite of the way. We're going to talk about Brian in a little bit. So your dad, of course, is Herb Alpert, who's super, you know, incredible musician. He's, you know, toured the world and he's very well known in the music world. And you and your dad, well, your dad opened up the restaurant because I was reading your bio, and you started as a hostess.
Yes.
You're very much a people person, which I love. You're probably introvert, extrovert, like a little bit more.
No introvert.
You're more extrovert. Okay. which I see that. And then your dad's like, you know what? I love your movement. I love, you know, how you interact with people. I want to make you my managing partner.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
I was shocked because, you know, I've worked for all my dad's companies. It's interesting. Well, I didn't work for the record company label, but I worked for publishing. I worked for his perfume fragrance company that he had back in the 90s. So this was a shock because I was kind of in between what I was going to do. And when I lived in Chicago briefly for a few years, I loved the restaurant industry. I worked for California Pizza Kitchen. I knew Larry Flax and Rick Rosenfield and the guys who started that. And I loved it more than fashion. Only because I feel like you're really doing something to make people happy. Because you're out for an experience and you want your experience to be so great when you're out to dinner. I do anyway.
Me too.
It doesn't always have to be an experience, but you want it to be a good experience.
Yeah.
I love when the server interacts. I'm not a big fan of servers that have nothing to say.
But you know what? I have to say, this is going to sound so awful saying this, but I get offended when a server doesn't do their job properly. Yeah. Because in my mind, I'm like, this is your one job. And maybe they're actors and they don't really care what they're doing. But if you're serving at a restaurant, like, give it your all, right? Because you are working for the tips.
You shouldn't be doing something if you don't love it.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people get mad at me when I say that. Because they're like, well, you can afford to do that. I'm like, no. You must do your best to find something that makes you feel happy to go to every day.
Right. You know, people know when you're not giving it your all, and that reflects on you as a person, and it reflects on your character.
Yeah.
So you started in the fashion world, you mentioned earlier. You graduated from FIDM.
Yes, I did.
Which is one of the top.
I was watching here. It was tough, but back then it was kind of I didn't want to go to college, but it was a different kind of college. So it was actually something that I felt interested in. Actually, the side that I really connected with was marketing. Because I'm a connector.
Right.
I like to market. My brain goes into how do we, like, even with the water we were talking about earlier, where can we get that into? Even if it's not my product, I want to help everybody, whatever you're trying to get out there. And if I love it, I'm going to do whatever I can to put it out there for you.
You know that's not normal.
I know, and I don't get paid for it. And everyone's like, you need to start getting paid. You can be an influencer. And
everybody has their opinion, obviously, of what they think you should do. But I really feel like you are who you are. You are a philanthropist. You are a giver. You want to see people succeed. And for you, I feel like, and I'm getting to know you even more and more, you know, as I love coming to your club, by the way. We'll talk about that too. But you are who you are. And I feel like for me too, like I'm not money motivated. I've never been money motivated. I love giving to people. Yeah. That excites me. Having money in the bank, I mean, it's nice to have. You got to take care of yourself, and I'm a single mom. I got to take care of my kids. But I'm not motivated by how much money I have in my bank. Right. I'm motivated by what lives I'm going to change that day. And I feel like this is our connection. Yeah. Because you are the same. Yeah. And you're on the board of 4 different charities. Why don't you mention those? And
I'm on the board of Vista Del Mar. I'm on the board of Concern Foundation. I'm on the board of Omni Peace. So the concernfoundation.org, omnipeace.com, vistadelmar.org. And then my mother, one of her parting gifts to us in 2020 was a foundation that I am able to give to pretty much any organization that my brother and myself and my sister-in-law and our business manager can give to. And it's probably the best gift I could have ever gotten. So
I love that. So you feel like Santa Claus sometimes because you're like you get a gift and you get a gift. And, yeah.
You know, but it's not as easy as everyone thinks to just give, because you want to just give to everyone, but there's a little bit of research that needs to be done. Me in particular, I don't like to just give money. I like to go to the organization. I tour it. I try to get involved. I try to volunteer. Yeah. For me, giving money is great, but if you're not really aware of what that organization's about, and this is not, some people just like to give money. Some people just like to volunteer. Right. So whatever works for you. I just was raised working with young children, taking them from the children's hospital. My dad would take me to the circus, and we would be with kids that were burned on 90% of their bodies. Wow. And, you know, here I am at the circus, but we get to bring children that probably would never get to go.
That's amazing.
So I learned at a very young age that we give back when you have.
One of the places that you've given back to, which is my top charity that I worked at for 7 years, I've been a part of it for 25 years, is a Dream Center.
Oh, yeah.
I saw you volunteering one day and I was like, oh my gosh, she's at the Dream Center. And that excited me so much because that is everybody knows, Angie and I have been friends, she knows, that is my spot. Like I've seen them change people's lives. I love what they do. And so that's like my one. And then I know that you give to a charity in Africa. I also do. But I'm like you, like I'm not going to just send my money to Red Cross. I'm going to send my money and I want to be there to see. Like, I think was it the Thomas fires that you had done some stuff? I had done some stuff.
We gave turkeys.
Yes.
Because of my friend Erin Murphy, who played Tabitha on Bewitched back in the day. Now I'm aging myself. So she wanted to bring some. I did a couple things, but any way we could help for that, because I was raised in Malibu, so. You know, the fire came right up to my dad's step. Ooh. Yeah, it was really, and we went to the big concert they did out there, and whatever we could do. But we had extra turkeys because I think we were doing Thanksgiving dinners to go.
Like a turkey drive.
Yeah. Well, we were just doing to go, but they weren't selling for Vibrato, because a lot of people want everything to go, like I'll do from Bristol Farms, because I absolutely, even though I own a restaurant, do not cook. I cannot cook.
You know what's so funny about that? I was going to ask you, because people just assume because you own a restaurant that somehow you're a chef.
No,
but you don't even cook.
I tell you good food. I really do.
So you know what good food tastes like, but you don't cook. Why don't you cook?
I don't think I was allowed in the kitchen growing up. I know that's sad to say, but you know that's an excuse, because my sister we had chefs. Yeah. But I know how to cook breakfast. I know how to do the basics. Yeah. Eggs and stuff like that. But I'm not and it's time consuming. I'm very busy.
You're very busy. By the way, you mentioned your sister. I started following her after I saw so much. She's hilarious,
shooting
by the way.
a short movie right now.
Is she really?
Yeah, my sister. Anyone who wants to follow Aria, Alpert, and Johnny, or it might just be Aria and Johnny, ADJANI. She's hysterical.
Hilarious.
And she's we just got some. She also had a part in the movie Rest, which everyone knows is now going to be finished shooting in January, which I have something to do with as well. Yeah. So we're excited about that, because she'll get her reel, because she's a mother too, so she's kind of been on hiatus for a while.
Yeah. So let's mention that, because I know that everything got settled a couple days ago. My girlfriend was one of the executive producers on that. It was a terrible situation. I'm a filmmaker, so that was like a shocker to all of us in our industry. But I'm glad that everything's been settled and that the movie is going to get done.
I don't think it's totally settled. I still think there's going to be like
some residual.
Something with nothing to do that should affect the movie too much, but I think it's going to have to do with prosecutors going after. What do I know?
Yeah.
I mean, I just, yeah.
There's always something.
I know.
So Vibrato is one of the best clubs on the planet, and I love going there. I go a lot with Andy. Andy's actually the one that introduced me to Vibrato, and now I'm addicted. And your bartender is one of my favorite on the planet, AC.
Oh, we love AC.
I love her.
She's
so sweet. Yeah. And I go and I sit at the bar because I love her so much. But what is it like every night going in? You get to meet a lot of people. Like, do you feel like you're living your dream? And also, I want to know, like, what are some of the hard things of being a restaurateur?
Well, okay. First, I love going in every night because because we have live music, I think anytime you walk into Vibrato, it's a game changer as far as your mood. So there have been days where I've been having a bad day with something going on, and I walk in there and everything shifts. You know, because it is an experience when you walk in, from going outside indoors to the yumminess of the inside of Vibrato, and you know what I'm talking about. It's yummy in there. Everyone looks good, even if you're not made up.
Yeah,
I think it's the lighting.
The lighting's
and
good there.
Orange and the tones.
It's a good first date place.
Yes. So you can go in sweatpants and no makeup and look great. You know, meeting people to me is like a high. It's almost like an addiction. I don't know how to not meet people. I'll sit on a plane and hey, and I love to connect people at the bar, which I think you've seen me do.
Yeah.
This is Sally, and then I'll edify you. This is what she does.
Yes.
And this is what Andy does.
You're the best.
You two need to meet. And you know, and then there's drama because we're also in a neighborhood where we have our regulars, and you know, it's like a, what was that show?
Cheers.
Cheers. It's like the Cheers of Bel Air.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know, stuff that goes on in a restaurant, things that fall apart. Now, I will be honest, I am not a numbers person, so I don't have to do the every day-to-day management stuff anymore. I learned it a long time ago. Now I couldn't even tell you anything about it. But I have a great team. My general manager, JJ, is incredible. Brian is an assistant manager. He's incredible. Nelson's incredible. Everybody in my team, that's what we are, my tribe, our tribe, they're pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it without them, but I'm also a problem solver. So when others freak out, I'm like, what's the solution?
But you know what too, Eden, is you're so calm.
Not always.
But no, most of the time you have a very calming spirit.
Thank you.
And you have friendly eyes. And I could see, like, if there's stuff going on at the restaurant, you walk in, everything just goes like woosah because of who you are. You sent me an awesome video of the club. And so let's check this out right now so you guys get an idea of what she's talking about. Check this out.
If you love live music, you love a sexy vibe, and you love great food, then you're gonna wanna come to what I have for you. My name is Eden Alpert. I'm the co-partner and owner of Vibrato Grill and Jazz with my father, Herb Alpert, the iconic jazz musician, who had a vision to build this beautiful jazz supper club, all in mind of the musicians out there that need a place to perform. I have been doing this for 16 years. The reason why my father made me a partner is because he saw the way I can touch everybody in the room before the end of the night. And I'll probably know your name, and you might even have my phone number. That's how much I love this experience. Even I get transformed when I walk in the door. I can go from a funky day to a really great day because it's a mood changer. Imagine not only good food, but the sexy clinking of martini glasses at the bar just to your left. Then you walk in and you see this beautiful stage with live music, and you don't know who's gonna be performing that night. It could be Herb Alpert. It could be Seth MacFarlane. It could be a local artist. This is why we built this place. You know you're gonna have an amazing meal. Steak, fish, chicken, pasta, even vegan. A wonderful sexy drink, and top it off with wonderful desserts. You're gonna walk out of a place like Vibrato so happy. Click the reservation link below, and please make sure you try and find me. One of my biggest passions is meeting all of you.
That was incredible. Like, so everybody, listen, if you don't want to go to that club after watching that, then I don't know. I don't know what to say about you. But I will say that some of the artists that have performed there, Wayne Brady, Seth MacFarlane is there all the time. He's going to be there October 14th,
Yes.
I heard.
Yes. Yes.
It's probably already sold out. Sold out already.
I think there might be a few tables left.
Okay.
We're a little over 100, so we might have maybe 15 seats left.
The drinks are great. AC, I love you. The bartender's amazing. But also like Seal, you've had Stevie Wonder come up. You've had John Mayer come up and sing with an artist that was there.
Simmons. We've had
Gene
Tom
Simmons.
Jones. We've had, of course, my father.
Yes.
We've had so many great artists. I had Christopher Cross here.
Wow.
I mean, you have to remember, I've been doing this
him.
for 17 years.
Yeah.
Since we opened.
I was going to say, it's been open for 17 years and it's strong. Like, I feel like every time I go there, it's completely packed.
It is now.
Listen,
I think we're busier now than ever.
That's not normal either.
No.
Because restaurants open and 2 years later they close because what do you think is causing, I don't know, there's probably a better word for that, but the success of Vibrato? Because it's so successful.
I think, so it took us years to make it a good combination of good food and good music and not just jazz. Even though it's Vibrato Grill Jazz, it's Vibrato Grill Jazz, etc. So when my dad gave me a little bit of freedom and I said, we can't make this place survive on just jazz because unfortunately the younger generation just doesn't know it, or the ones that do, it's a small group. So if you really want me to have a cool vibe in here and get younger people in, just even with this one guy, Stefano, if you look up Stefano Music on Instagram, I think he was either on The Voice or America's Got Talent or American Idol, one of them. He's so good. He came in to sing one night with Mike Catone, who's one of our trumpet players. We do the Vibrato Collective now. And so I was blown away. And I looked at him, and I do this a lot because I have an ear for music from working in publishing and learning from my dad again. You need your own night here. So he got his own night, and I kid you not, it was like Delilah on steroids, but people paying attention. So it was young.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't know what Delilah's is, it's a hot spot here and in Vegas, and I'm sure they're opening in more spots.
Delilah's is amazing.
I love them, but people aren't there for music. They're there. Some might be, but it's more of the scene. It's
very
the whole
speakeasy,
it's
kind of
show, which I get. We're, I have to go around our room sometimes asking people to shh.
Well, you know what's so cute? I love this because at the beginning, right before the artist starts to play, your dad, there's a recording of Herb Alpert saying, "Good evening, everyone. The music is about to start. Please, keep your whatever he says." And every time I've brought anybody there, they're like, "Herb is here?"
I know.
It's like, no, it's a recording. It's all good.
I'm standing at a table. I'm like, "Oh my God, my dad's here." And they're like, "That's a really good recording."
That was a really brilliant idea, though. Whoever came up with that idea. But you were also in the music industry and you used to do sync for music. So it's not like you are just Herb's daughter and now you're doing music. Like you come from music.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how I got it, but I have a little bit of a good ear. I'm not always great at it, but I'm pretty good at telling you whether or not someone should be on our stage. Because people have asked me, why aren't you doing karaoke? Why don't you have an open night? There's a reason. There's a couple. One, we're representing Herb. Two, it's not that type of a place. You can't just do that. Even if you tell me you're talented, I need to kind of go in, look at you, research you. But if someone that I know knows you, that's a whole, I usually trust that I can have you on our stage.
Girl, but this isn't Koreatown, okay?
No.
You want karaoke, you go to Koreatown.
But
you don't go to Vibrato.
But you know what? I don't, I love to help people grow and build a following. So someone like Brenna Whitaker, who we all love and have heard, she's so incredible. And I was turned on to her. I went and saw her at the W, I think more than 10 years ago now. And not only were we really good friends, but she's one of my headliners at Vibrato. And we moved her now from a weekday to a Friday night.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's incredible. We have so many incredible artists. I know we were just mentioning the ones with the name,
stars,
but we have a lot of big names.
And I was going to ask you that because obviously the big stars, it's an easy, that's like offering them a part in a movie. It's
Shaka played.
Shaka,
I had a sold out night for 2 nights with
What's
Shaka.
one of her famous songs? What's her famous song? Shaka
What's
Khan.
Love Got to Do? No.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Her name. Hello. But how do you find the art? Who do they have to audition?
So
what's that process?
Story. Well, with Shaka, I have a very cute story with her.
Yeah, tell me the Shaka story first.
A friend of mine was producing an album that she was doing in honor of Joni Mitchell, and she had a song that she wanted my dad to play on. So he brought her up to Vibrato, and we were having a drink, and I said, I'll get it to my dad, and if he plays, and if I get it to him, you have to do a couple nights here.
Wow.
So she did.
She did.
Yeah. And we got Taylor Dane, who's one of my besties.
I love
who
her.
performs,
Tell it to my heart.
Yes,
Tell
girl.
me you're the only one. Anyway.
You're pretty good.
So I'd like to audition. Okay. No, I'm kidding.
No one auditions. They either come to me and I go and look at their page, or I go and see them live, or I've heard you sing as a guest for somebody else and you stop me in my tracks. So my dad will always say, music is a feeling. And anything you do, you get a feeling from, I believe, kind of like if it makes you feel good or something makes you stop and gives you goosebumps.
Listen, music.
I just got those goosebumps.
Ooh, yes, me too.
I did a good job of making you feel.
You really did. Listen, music to me, like even when I do my documentaries, when I do my movies, like when I do my TV shows, it's all about the music. I mean, the content, of course, but the music is what moves people. And you do it. You and your dad do it so well. Like I go there all the time. Almost every Friday. Almost every Friday night I'm there because it's like clockwork, and we'll be there next weekend. But every time I've been there, the music has just been the highest quality, top notch. I've never been there where I was like, why did they pick this person? So that has everything to do with you, and I know that you have your music director,
Hussein Jeffrey, who's my dad's bass player and has toured with everybody. He's been with Sergio Mendes and Yanni and really everybody. He's really great.
We'll kind of wind down the show, but I want to wind it down with a life bite. You know about life bites?
But do you want to know about my fan?
Yes.
That I get on Amazon.
So what are your favorite things? You were talking about it earlier.
It's a neck fan. So yeah, but it's not an ugly neck fan. It actually looks like a speaker. It goes around your neck, sits here, and it blows in 3 different levels.
Really?
So even if you're traveling like in Europe when it's really hot and you've got this on and everybody else is like.
All right, so let's do a quick life bite.
Okay.
Pick a card. This is my friend Nina. This is her company. Oh, I'll go this way. And then you have to answer whatever it is.
Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
Oh.
What do you believe in, and would you stand up for it?
I believe in honesty. And I have a big thing with, that's a fast out for me. Lying.
That's a fast out.
And I will stand up because I don't know how to lie. I'm really bad at it. You would know in 2 seconds. So I just believe that if we're authentic and honest, really good things come your way. And I think that's why I'm so blessed.
And that's why you and I are friends, because of that right there. Where can people find you, and where can people find Vibrato? You
can find Vibrato at vibratogrilljazz.com. We also are on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook at vibratogrilljazz.com, Vibrato Grill Jazz. I'm Eden Alpert on Facebook, Eden Rue Alpert on Facebook. I have 2 pages because one's full. And then on Instagram, Eden Alpert, and Twitter, Eden Vibrato. Okay. And TikTok is Eden Alpert.
All right, so we'll have that on the bottom. But lastly, you're married now.
I'm married now.
You have an incredible husband. How do you like being married?
I love being married. I didn't like not being married. I was not married for 18 years. And I was good because I'm very strong. But it's nice to have a man, especially a man that fixes everything.
You guys are such a beautiful couple.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he seems like a great guy. And he's always at Vibrato as well, walking around and talking to people.
He's been there the last 2 nights. I haven't even been there. Well, I'm sorry, last night he was there.
He's representing.
I wasn't there. And then the night before last, he was there. I wasn't there.
Well, I love you.
I love you
and I'm
too.
so glad that you and I are friends. And I will be at Vibrato maybe this weekend. We'll see. And thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching Welcome to My Clubhouse. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Sally Colón, the number 1. And on TikTok, you can follow me at Cool Mom Sally, which my daughters gave me that name. And we will see you next time on Welcome to My Clubhouse. Bye-bye.